Welcome everybody to this last day of our eCongress, the third and last day. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about Danish Congress, and fingers crossed that it will be in real life next time. So please, my Danish colleagues, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And then I will start telling you about the Congress in Denmark in 2022. And I should start to say good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon. I hope there will be people from all over the world listening and also coming to the Congress in Denmark next year. I think our congresses have many purposes. One of them is to learn about agriculture, but another one is to learn about agricultural journalism, because I think that's not maybe said enough. It is very important because for agricultural journalism has a very important goal. It's there's a lot of knowledge, and if that doesn't come out to farmers and companies, well, it doesn't do any good. So our purpose is to work on that, and our Congress in Denmark you will see a lot of agriculture, but we will also discuss journalism, because that's also important. But first of all, we would present a video about agriculture in Denmark. So could you please start the video, Hugh?
Okay, just give me a second.
Welcome to Denmark. Welcome to a country with a population of 5.5 million people, 20 million pigs, and 500,000 cows, and to a country where more than 60% of the land area is used for food production. We are still emerging from a corona pandemic, but with great enthusiasm, we are again working at full speed to prepare the IFAJ 2022 Congress, and we are excited that we can welcome you to Denmark next summer. Denmark is among the leading nations in ensuring a better, greener and more sustainable future. Denmark is one of the market leaders in both primary and processed food production, food equipment and the ingredients industry, in close collaboration with our best-in-class know-how and science environment. An international report from the World Resources Institute presented that Denmark excels when it comes to producing milk and pork with a low carbon footprint. This is mainly due to a good food efficiency, farm management and manure handling, but also because we collaborate across the food value chain, where we are working towards common goals, reaching sustainable results, and to document it locally as well as globally. Legislation, consumer demand, and the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals are all central across the agriculture and food cluster. The cluster is under a lot of pressure from the global challenges we are all facing to the local demands from green organizations, animal welfare organizations and politicians. The message is clear. We need to act now. Although we work in global value chains, there's a strong focus on how we in Denmark can achieve the UN's sustainable goals at national level as well as the farm and company level. It started when the Danish politicians in 2020 passed the country's first climate law, a reduction in greenhouse gas emission in 2030 by 70% compared to the level in 1990. Therefore, it is no longer just a good intention, it's a goal for the whole cluster. On top of science, we achieve results that benefit food quality, animal welfare, biodiversity, bioresources, nature, environments, carbon footprint, food waste, work environments, housing and production. Our successful researchers, entrepreneurs and food producers are taking this seriously and are already future-bound when it comes to knowledge of resource efficiency, sustainability, and innovation. One example is that the production of biogas has almost doubled since 2012 in biogas plants, and it is only expected to grow in the future. Some of the biogas plants return slurry to farms with a nutrient content that is tailor-made to crop requirements. Biofuel made of straw and slurry using energy from wind turbines and pyrolysis might be the future within sustainable fuel for airplanes, as a project called SkyClean is looking into. Biorefineries are developing sustainable and climate-friendly protein from grass, clover and alfalfa produced on local biorefining plants to lessen the amount of imported soy protein. If we had grass in 1 out of 4 fields, the Danish challenges regarding nitrogen leaching would be solved. Growing more grasses will therefore help Denmark reach its climate goals at many levels and at the same time reduce carbon dioxide emissions. Digital technology is the next frontier for sustainable food production. Here too, Denmark is at the forefront in the development of new robot solutions, and the incentives and funding to entrepreneurs are leading the way for tomorrow's growth. Robots are already highly successful in field work, but also IoT solutions and data integration is a focus area to ensure that we can document a lower carbon footprint. New technologies to lower food loss is emerging, ensuring better measurement and durability. Denmark is at the forefront of the development of new technologies and solutions, and we are ready to share our knowledge when it comes to resource efficiency, sustainability, and innovation. Innovative entrepreneurs and companies are leading the way for future growth through robots and predictive maintenance, for smart food processors and GPS and drone technology for crop management. The cluster is taking the lead in setting goals, not only to live up to the demands from society, but also to document results. A key to success in working with sustainable development goals is to clearly document and communicate about the impacts that the company has in relation to the goals. Danish companies work to a large extent to report with transparency and openness and visualize the concrete work with the SDGs so that the most important stakeholders can assess the company's specific contribution. To do it smarter, it takes innovation, new technologies, new partnerships in the value chain, and new ways of collaboration. New technology is one of the motors that will drive the green transition. Despite our small size, we in Denmark have a long track record as world leaders in innovative solutions. We are all part of the global food supply chain, and we all need to take responsibility for the future. We must collaborate to ensure a reliable supply of sustainable, safe, high-quality food to consumers all over the world. Climate and environmental changes demand that we think differently and that we collaborate across borders. We need to think our local food production in a global context. We find ourselves in a time where the UN 17 Sustainable Development Goals have become more relevant than ever. As always, the Danish Agriculture and Food Cluster is ready and prepared to make a positive contribution. During the IFAJ 2022 Congress, we will show you how our farming, agri-tech and food cluster are facing these challenges and how we do it smarter to reach a greener and more sustainable future. To do it smarter, it takes innovation, new technologies and new ways.
now I would like to expand a little on the theme of the Congress next year, because last year when we had Toast to Denmark, we expected it to be 2020, then 21, then IFAJ 2022. So we started back in 2016 to prepare it. And since then, things have changed a bit. The focus has changed a bit. So therefore, we have changed our theme for the Congress. And Hugh, if you could find that slide. It is the theme is smarter farming and food production for green and sustainable growth.
So I have to tell you, Frederick, you've done too good a job on that video. We don't need to go to Denmark anymore. We found out everything from the video, but we'll come and see you anyway.
Yeah, well, okay, I hope so. If you mean that, then we will not show the video on our Facebook any longer, or on our website. I intended to tell that you can, of course, see it there if you think it's too much in a short time. But okay, now you can see the new theme for our Congress: smarter farming and food production for green and sustainable growth. And maybe some of you feel the same as I do about the word sustainable. It's sometimes it's very often, I mean, something everybody adds to whatever they do, because then they are okay. But there is actually a definition of sustainable, and that is about many things, not only economy, not only social issues, not only environment, not only climate, not only what else? It has to be a sort of all of it, and you will have the opportunity to visit companies and farms next year that all do something extra about this sort of sustainable farming. Some who are ahead of the general level of farming. So I hope that will be interesting. Nowadays, it is climate change we talk about all the time. We will talk about that also, but also the other parts of sustainability. And Denmark is among the leading nations in ensuring a better and greener and more sustainable future. At least we work hard to be that. And it's something that is, I could mention the UN 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. It's also sort of important for making farming sustainable. Science is, of course, very important. So when we do the excursions next year, we try to find where the science has new innovations, and show you that in all the different, areas like food quality, animal welfare, biodiversity, bioresources, nature, environment, carbon footprint, food waste, work environment, housing and production, etc. So that's what you can see, but it doesn't mean that what we told about the excursions last year, everything has not changed. It's not the exact same plan, and we are still adjusting it, but you would still be able to see or follow a track. If you're interested in pigs, for example, there will be several excursions about milk production and cattle. There will be animal welfare tours. There will be several tours about organic farming, and altogether we have planned 20 excursions, and that's more than we promised last year, because we have one more day with excursions in the new plan for IFAJ 2022 Congress, 20 altogether. We involve a lot of people to prepare that and to be ready to show to you. So I think that everybody would not be able to attend to all 20 excursions, but on 4 days you can attend 4 different excursions from a big range of possibilities. So now I'm already just telling a little about the Congress itself. It's actually also 1 day longer than we had planned before, but doesn't mean it will cost you more. Just that you will get more information and tours, and we have planned to and we also have invited people from. We have invited people from international organizations also to have a workshop on how to produce food and feed enough for everybody in 2050, when we have a much bigger population in the world. It's growing rapidly right now, and how can that be possible to produce enough for food, feed, and energy as well. I could probably tell a lot more about the coming Congress. Some of you would maybe ask what's the price, and our intention is that it is. We do not have a fixed price yet. I cannot say that, but our intention is that we keep it under the 1,000 euro. And then you can probably get a discount if you sleep together with 20 other people, and you maybe pay a little more if you like your own private room, etc. But the price, we do not expect it will exceed the 1,000 euro. It will be, that's our goal right now. Maybe I forgot to tell that before the Congress, we have a pre-Congress tour that will be in the area of Copenhagen. We will stay in Copenhagen and go out from there and so we have actually more than the 20 excursions I told you before. And the program for the pre-Congress tour has also changed a little. And that has a very obvious reason, because we were supposed to visit Copenhagen fur and a mink farmer producing mink fur. But last year during Corona, our Prime Minister and the government, they closed down the mink industry, told all mink farmers, kill your mink, we will pay you for them, but you cannot produce mink any longer. And so now, during a few weeks, all mink in Denmark were killed. And I think it's the first time in Denmark you have closed a whole business area just by law, saying you cannot do that. Maybe you can do that again in 2022, but that is not a possibility because you cannot just, I mean, it doesn't, you need animals for reproduction, etc., and you need food production of feeds for the mink, and that doesn't just exist when you have closed down for 2 years. And that story we may tell you, but we can't visit those because they don't exist. So instead we would do other visits, and that will be within the theme of the whole Congress. And after the main Congress, we also have a post-Congress tour, and that goes to the Faroe Islands. And I can tell you, in 2020, when we managed to invite you to the 2020 Congress, that tour was almost fully booked within 2 weeks before we closed for the Congress again. So we think that it will be a very popular tour. The Faroe Islands are small islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and they have some farming, not a lot, but you can learn how to farm in a country where it's never very cold, but it's never warm as well. And they have sheep, some cows, and a lot of grass production. And then they also produce a lot of fish as well. And it's a beautiful country you can see there. So, yeah, I don't know if there's so much more to tell, but we would very much like to be sure that you can remember when we have the Congress next year. That would be in week 26, but actually we have a small presentation now from Stig, and that is because our good member Jørgen Lund has written a song, so we can all remember when the Congress will be in Denmark next year. And I have, from the last almost 1.5 years with Corona, learned that you cannot sing together on Zoom and Teams because, well, the sound is just coming out too randomly from all the different countries from all over the world. So we have asked Stig to sing the song for us, but you can see the lyrics on the screen. And Stig, he is a very famous TV star. You have just seen a video where he spoke the video, and he has also. Whenever there's an opportunity to come on Danish television to tell about what the grass you will find on the football fields, then you will see Stig as well. And now he will even sing for us. So Stig, please sing so we know when the Congress is.
Okay, I'll try to unmute. It's We'll Meet Again. It's a melody composed by Ross Parker. And the lyrics is a famous Danish composer, Jørgen Lund Christiansen. So you're welcome to sing along, but I'll lead the tone now. We'll meet again, I know where, I know when, in week 26 in Denmark 22. We'll welcome you just like we always do, and together we will save our green, green world. So will you please say goodbye to the folks when you part, tell them you will be great and sustainable smart. We will show you a lot, it will be fun and hard. We'll meet again, I know where, I know when, in week 26 in Denmark 22. We'll meet again, I know where, I know when, in week 26 in Denmark 22. Come feed our brain, have a steak on our plane, fueled with Danish energy from wind and shit. So come and try our grass, a surprise you will find for pigs also first class. See the know-how behind, we will show you a lot, so it's not more any huts. We'll meet again. I know where, I know when, in week 26 in Denmark 22.
Huge, come on with the new verses.
Because I'm last verse here. We'll meet again. I know where, I know when, in week 26 in Denmark 22. We must admit our wine can't compete with the Okanagan Valley, white and red. But bring no wine in your bags, we will brew you a beer and find time to relax. You will better come here, we will show you a lot, it'll be so fun and hot. We'll meet again, you know where, you know when, in week 26 in Denmark 22.
Thank you very much, Stig. I think now everybody can unmute and give him a hand. So, and then it's also well time. If you have questions about the Congress you want me to answer now, then you're welcome. I think we have a few more minutes. So come on if you have questions.
Yes, we have a few minutes. So if you have any questions for Frederick or Jørgen or Stig, about the program, this would be a good time.
And we won't think more, so don't be afraid to ask questions.
I have a question about the Faroe Islands. Will you have more spaces available, do you think?
I think we have 20, but well, I'm not 100% sure. But if you want to go, then hurry up. And if we find more spaces, then maybe.
Frederick, is there talk of a vaccine passport for Denmark?
Say again, please.
Is there any talk of a vaccine passport?
Oh,
for
okay.
Denmark?
Well, I don't know what there will be next year, but I would recommend everybody to have a vaccine. We do have a vaccine passport in the EU right now. And that opened many doors for people, but I think most people who are vaccinated, are right now able to travel to Denmark if they can find a plane. And we do travel around in Europe right now with the Danish, no, with the European Corona passport. So I don't know what the regulations will be next year, but I do hope that it will be easier than now. But now you can travel to Denmark in the situation we have.
I have an additional question to elaborate on this. Do you have already an idea that if it turns out next summer that some countries are allowed to travel to Denmark, or people from some countries and others not, is there an idea that can make change the decision to go on with the Congress or not? What are your thoughts about it as an organization?
That's a good question, well, I mean, we plan to have this Congress next year, and we hope to see 200 people from all over the world. But we are fully aware that it may not be the whole world, but that if there is if it's open to a relevant number of people, we will have the Congress even if some cannot come, because we hope, well, then they can come the next year or the year after. And so that's the idea, that we will have the Congress. But I mean, it doesn't make sense if we are very, very few who can come. Mm-hmm. But I think we cannot hold back until every country in the whole world would be able to travel.
Difficult.
Is that the answer for your question, or?
Yeah, I understand it's really difficult, I would say, but I think we all have a little bit idea that in half a year from now, this can be definitely the situation that you have to make a decision on this point.
Yeah, but we will make the decisions we have to make when time comes.
Yeah. Good luck with that. A lot of wisdom.
We have a lot of experience on that. So are there some, now I'm checking the chat if there are some questions there. Otherwise, I would just say thank you for listening, and we do hope to see you next year. We do a lot to make it a success. So, thank you.
Great, thank you, Frederick and team, for all your work, because we know what it's like to organize a conference, and especially under the circumstances that you've had to go through. We do hope it's going to be the best success. All right, so we'll move over to Adi and Norma, who will now present the IFAJ Star Prize.
Okay, welcome to the Ifaj Star Prize 2021.
Thank you for being here at another different award ceremony. The way of celebrating is different, but the quality of the best work in the world remains intact. I also want to congratulate and thank all the journalists who have sent their work. All of them are really excellent. And of course, I want to especially thank the jury, which once again was made up of prestigious and experienced professionals who dedicated their time to evaluate each of the submitted works with great dedication. Okay, and as David Bowie said, let's dance. Ifaj Star Prize for Broadcast 2021. These are the professionals who made up the jury: Jan Petrie, Prue Adams, Ken Randall. A special thanks to Leek Redford for coordinating the jury for this category. So let's move on to Ifaj Star Prize for Video. And the runner-up is a very engaging piece in what seems an edition of a well-produced magazine program for rural producers in Kenya. Judging by the Insect Lady, they have excellent contributors capable of explaining things clearly and get right to the practical heart of issues. An excellent example of extension work. Congratulations, Lois Wachira from Kenya. Brown Leaf Gold, the Black Soldier Fly Agripreneur. Great job. Okay, and now move on to the winner of the Ifaj Star Prize for Video 2021. This is a very important story. Thought-minded rural people involved in agriculture are supposed to be able to fight through anything, but at what cost? This story explored that cost and the resilience of the particular family. The fact the community rallied around them is not surprising. Excellent video, sound, and editing. Congratulations, Paula Williams from Ireland, Casual Mart. Okay, let's move on now to the Ifaj Star Prize for Audio. And the runner-up is a very professional, especially podcast. This journalist had obviously researched and paid attention at the event, thinking hard about the choice of interviewees and the question most likely to spark the required response. Congratulations to Stephanie Gordon from Canada. Takeaways from the canola. And now, the winner of the Ifaj Star Prize for Audio 2021. This was a most enjoyable audio entry. Great talent with engaging and interactive interviewing techniques used to bring out of the best. A fascinating window into farming in this remote part of Scotland. A lot of effort had gone into getting there, and the war pictures created by the journalists pushed this piece into top spot. Congratulations, Nancy Nicholson from the United Kingdom. Black Rose and Blackface Sheep, BBC. Okay, let's move on now to Ifaj Star Prize for Digital Media. Runner-up. Well done for starting an online newspaper and having the initiative to go out and get the story. Solid writing with a good use of video and photographs. The company statement was a good addition, adding balance to a story which impacted a number of agricultural properties. A strong contender for a top prize. Congratulations, Harry Clark from Australia. Coral seam gas, water spill into farmland as Condamin River, tributary Charles Creek bubbles. And now, the winner of the Ifaj Star Prize for Digital Media is a winning entry because of its use of a broad range of digital techniques. The inserted video, the range of strong photographs with descriptive captions, and the subject matter all helped the piece get over the line. The talent was engaging and likable. Congratulations, Laura Kold from Denmark. Christian saved pigs' lives. Okay, let's move now on the print awards. These are the professionals who made up the jury: Greg Lamb and Marcus Rediger. So now move on to IFAJ Star Prize for Print, and the runner-up is a well-written piece with a especially good lead, good use of farmer sources, women will together throw out. Congratulations, Sue News from Australia, Charles in Church. And now, the winner of the IFAJ Star Prize for Print. Credible quotes from producers shows well the challenges of local markets and its producers, corona damage of ag markets and governments regulations. Congratulations, Mahamari Sibogo from Burkina Faso. Market gardening in Bagre and Lumbila, the cries of the streets from producers. Great jobs. And now let's move on to the last category, photography. These are the professionals who made up the jury: Johnny Belinda Clough, Jim Patrico, and Janice Thorogood. IFAJ Star Prize for Photography, Nature and Landscape. The runner-up is here. Searching for a compelling disaster photo is not as easy as it might seem. First, you must avoid the temptation to rely on instant thing, which is a wide-angle shot of the devastation. Then you must find a focal point, an eye-catching anchor, and then you must put in the context to tell the story. This photographer did all those things very, very well. Congratulations, Brad Fleet from Australia, Kangaroo Island Fire. And now, the winner of the IFAJ Star Prize for Photography, Nature and Landscape. A very unique and different from so much of what we have seen before. Sharp and clean lines, lovely, unique and mute colors. Really, really interesting to look at it. Congratulations, Lorne McClinton from Canada, Blue Oyster Mushroom. And now let's move on to a IFAJ Star Prize for Photography, People. And the runner-up is an amazing profile picked, very creative, really well done. Great framing, good lighting, good background, so many great elements, including the photography talent in this photo. Congratulations, Rob Matson from the United States, Portrait. And now, the winner of the IFAJ Star Prize 2021 for photography, subcategory People, a really great composition to communicate that visually. Nice, clear focus on subject and perfect blur in the forefront to bring the eyes right to the main subject. Congratulations, John Christensen from Denmark. Don't Kill My Farm. Let's move on to the IFAJ Star Prize for Photography, subcategory Production, and the runner-up is great use of perspective, depth of field and leading lines to bring focus on the subject, which is nice and sharp. Side lighting is also very nice. Congratulations again to Rob Matson from the United States, Driving Cattle. And now, the winner of the IFAJ Star Prize for Photography Production. Composition and colors are really nice, and good choice of vantage point to demonstrate the severity of the slopes. Congratulations, Martha Means from the United States, Palouse Hillside Harvest. Great pick. And now, the photo of the year. The photo of the year was taken by Martha Means from the United States, Palouse Hillside Harvest. Incredible pick. Martha is here, I think, no? Yes. Okay, in this way, we conclude the FAJ Star Prize 2021 award ceremony. Congratulations to the winners and congratulations to everyone who participate in the contest program this year. Next year, I look forward to having the applause from our room full of friends and colleagues when we finally meet in Denmark. In the meantime, entrants, stay tuned for feedback from the judges in your inbox soon. And everyone head over to the FAJ website next week to dive into the winning entries. And please don't leave, stay for our virtual social hour.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Addy. And as we head into our social hour, we're going to go into breakout groups, and some of the winners will be there, and you can have a chat with them. And just to let you know that with the breakout groups, they'll be automatically assigned, so you'll get a group of people, but you can move between the different groups. You can skip from one, you can be a social butterfly and skip from one to the other. So I'll go back to Lena, if you have any closing words for the eCongress before we go into the social aspect.
Yes, I just want to thank you all for attending the eCongress these 3 days. I think it has been the best we could offer when we can't meet in real life. And I also want to congratulate all the winners today. I think there was lots of good entries. And to Denmark, I want to say, we know you have an interesting agriculture. There's much to study there, but I'm also looking forward to the Danish hygge and beer and aquavit and everything else you can offer us. So see you in Denmark next year. Bye.